Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Smart Networker. My name is Dave Rolfe, and it is Monday, September 18th, 2023. And we have a very interesting session today, and we'll get right into it. As you see, I've got the PowerPoint already started. So here we go. So how the business works, understanding the terms. Now, as you know, I'm doing a beta test on my program and book, and this came as a result of what we were working on, and it's a very important issue, and it can cause confusions if not done properly. So here we go. First off, let's look at some terms that we want to describe. PV, which is point volume. It's also retail point volume, and it could also be wholesale point volume. It depends on the type of transaction. PPV is your personal point volume, either retail or wholesale. It's what you do. And PGPV is your personal group volume, retail or wholesale, whatever your seniors, directs, execs do. And organizational volume is the point volume total, everything in your whole organization, including leadership breakaways underneath you. And then CV, and this is the term that we really want to focus on, is the commission volume. And this is what can be paid on, and we'll talk about that and get that definition really cleared up. Okay, so let's start off with the retail PV. It's retail point volume. Now, this could also mean retail value or retail price. The key is that this is the retail price and what a customer would pay for the product. And it is this amount which is used to calculate the retail commission of 20%. So however you want to look at that, that's what it is. So you sell a product, a retail example, a waterfall, it retails for $468. So the commission rate's 20%, therefore the income earned would be $468 times 20% or $93.60. Now, this would also relate to all Nikon products sold at the retail price. Same concept, retail price, 20% commission, what you earn is that. Okay, now, the 468 in terms of points can be used and is used for rank advancement and qualification. So we have two different things going on. One is the retail commission, and the second are the points, and those are used for rank advancement and or qualifications. And we could also look at the wholesale or distributor cost, and for a waterfall it's $374, and which also would mean wholesale point volume. And one could see the benefit of adding retail sales for reaching a rank and or for qualifying. So the wholesale point volume is also included in rank advancement or qualifications, and it's the difference. It's the cost that the distributor pays in order to calculate the retail commission. Let's clear this up more. So the wholesale PV, or the wholesale point volume, or the cost, as a distributor, your benefit is to buy products at a wholesale price and then sell them at retail. I mean, that's the benefit. Or for your own consumption, you get them at a wholesale price and then you avoid the retail. Therefore, you have retail customers and then you have wholesale customers. So as a distributor, you can have your own wholesale PV, and you can have wholesale volume from your distributors, direct seniors, and execs, which would be your PGPV, or personal group point volume. And your PV is also included in your PGPV, and they're added together, and you see that on, you see the total there on your back office. Now, the wholesale PV point volume is also used to determine rank and qualifications. So let's get in and let's take a look at the next definition, because this will include both. So this is your OV, or your organizational volume. So this is the total volume of your organization, including all breakaway leaders and your entire downline. So your OV includes your personal volume, the volume from your direct seniors and executives, plus the volume from all silvers and above below you. Now, the OV is totally used for ranking and qualifying. So if you go to your policies and procedures and you look at the compensation plan and you read all the specifics, each rank has an OV requirement to be reached to achieve the rank, and also an OV amount to be qualified for the rank in order to be paid the full benefits that are available for the rank. So this is a very important distinction. So That's all the OV is, and the PV is, they're all related to qualifying and ranking. Now, here's the big one, the CV, or the commissionable volume. So now this term is used in almost all industries. It's anywhere where a fee is being paid or a commission is being paid, the amount being paid is based on the amount that can be paid. So it's not like a standard, everybody gets 20% of everything, or everybody gets 10% of everything, or everybody gets whatever percentage. It's an amount that can be paid, and then they back it out to see what that percentage is of the retail. Some commissions are 1%, some are 0.5%, some are 10%, some are 20%. So it all depends. So from our perspective, this is a figure that the company uses to allow commissions and specifically rebates and overrides and leadership bonuses to be paid. It has really nothing to do with your retail percentage. That's a whole different animal. So this is strictly for the wholesale area, having, you know, a rebate on selling a product and an override on helping a distributor or in the development of leadership. So we'll get into all the details. So that the term CV is used to signify the amount of any product that the commission can be paid from. Now, earlier I used an example of the waterfall. So the retail price of that's 468. The wholesale cost is 374. Now the CV amount on that product is 262. So from the standpoint of understanding, for rebates, overrides, and leadership bonuses, those are paid utilizing the CV amount. The retail commission is paid off the retail price, and that's the difference between the retail and the wholesale. So the rebates, the overrides, the leadership bonuses are paid from the CV, all right? The points are for ranking and qualifying. So you can kind of see we have different activities going on, and those different activities have different meanings for the same terms. So this hopefully will clear this up. So the CV figure is the amount that the company can pay a commission on based on all of the areas that need to be paid: personal rebates, group rebates, and leadership bonuses. Now, a rebate is a special incentive that the company pays based on rewarding the activity of getting a customer or getting a productive distributor. So it's an additional distribution of benefits to a distributor. We'll take a further look. So the retail price is for the consumer. The cost or wholesale price is the cost to the distributor. The CV is the amount on which commissions, as stated, can be calculated. And a rebate or override is paid based on results using the CV as the basis. Retail and wholesale volume points are used in ranking and qualifying only. The wholesale cost determines the retail profit, and that is set at 20% for all products that we market. So the CV is used to calculate all rebates, overrides, and leadership bonuses. And I've also utilized this CV to create understanding in terms of it's kind of like the inflation fighter. So it's obviously adjusted in, you know, to make sure that the products being sold are reasonably priced to the marketplace, not overpriced to pay a commission, but reasonably priced. And so therefore a certain amount can be paid out in commission, and that's what it is. You're going to see a full detail on this coming up. Okay. Therefore, we have basically three different activities that we're involved with: retail customer acquisition, wholesale or distributor acquisition, and the development of leadership. Now, there are four incomes derived from these three activities. One is the 20% retail profit, which is the difference between retail and wholesale. The personal rebate of 5 to 20% of the CV, then wholesale rebates, and these are basically an override based on somebody else's production based on the CV, and then the leadership bonus paid on the leadership organizational volume, CV, 6% up to 6 generations below you. Then there are the incentives, then totally different, extra, a whole different kettle of fish here. Now, let's look at values, especially as they relate to an activity and a result, and so that you can start to see how this comes together. So if you sold $1,000 in retail value, then you'd earn 20% of that, or $200 in commission. Now, if you sold that, and depending on your rank, you could also earn a rebate on that CB as follows. So there's no rebate for a direct, but as a senior, you get 5%, as an executive, 10%, and as a silver, 20%. If you had leaders on your team, then you'd earn 6% from your leaders based on the qualifications process. And so let's take a look at how much and some examples of this. Now, before we do that, you have personal distributors, directs, seniors, executives, and they can earn a rebate on their production. And I call this an override to distinguish the difference between that activity of getting distributors and your personal activity of getting customers, where you sell a customer, you get a personal rebate. You develop a distributor, you get an override. It is a rebate, but I like to call it that, so that there's a distinction. Now, this works based on the difference between your rank and the distributor's rank, and we'll show some examples. And the rebate or override is maxed out at 20%. So on your personal sales, this doesn't apply. You get whatever your rank is, that's what you get. On your distributors, it's the difference. So using the waterfall, we know that the CV is $262, and the rebates can be anywhere from 5, 10, and 20%, and they can also be the override. So if you were a silver, for example, and you had a direct and they sold the waterfall, the formula is 20% minus 0%, because they don't have a rebate. You'd make the full rebate, or the full 20%. If you were a silver and you had a senior sell a waterfall, then they would earn the 5%. Your rate is 20, so the difference is 20 minus 5 equals 15% of the CV would be your benefit. So the keys to this are really simple. What are the ranks involved? What's the CV? And what is the rate of either the rebate or the override? So you're going to do some homework and you'll figure this out. It's a lot of fun. Okay. So here's a chart that'll give you some examples of what to look at here. Got product on the left: waterfall, Kinko Air, Nature S pack, the queen size, energy pack, and water pack. The retail price, the 20% commission, the wholesale price, the CV. Now, I added 2 other columns to give you a perspective of the percent to retail value of CV. So, for example, the waterfall is almost 56% of the retail price, or 70% of the wholesale price. The Kinko Air is 44% of the retail price, 55% of the wholesale price. And the Nature S Queen Pack is almost 60% of the retail price and almost 74% of the wholesale price. And the Energy Pack is 56% of the retail price and about 70% of the wholesale. And the Water Pack, 55, almost 56%, and 70%. So you get an idea of the value of your transactions. And then you got the rebates of 5, 10, and 20% plus the leadership bonus amounts. So you get an idea of what a transaction could be worth. And the key to this information is being able to use it, obviously, to provide a solution for yourself, or to help somebody else solve a problem they have. And I found that understanding this information was very valuable, especially if I was asked the question, if you'd be interested in making an extra 1,000 or 1,500 or whatever a month, then I've got a direction that I can show them, and that's very important. And of course, the more you know and understand, the better you communicate what is available and what can happen. So here's some homework that should help you with this big time. And what you want to do is figure out some product combinations using the information from the previous slide to, 1, get to senior and do the 500 points, get to executive and the 1,500 points, and to get to silver and the 6,000 points. And if you need to qualify yourself to get paid, then what would be needed to do that, either by getting customers or new distributors or new distributor volume. And then secondly, I'd want you to figure out the difference overrides paid between different ranks to really get comfortable with discussing these points. And believe me, they're very important to discuss. So, a silver, you're an the exec to a senior, just so that you can show somebody how they could benefit from doing the activities and what it's worth to them. All right. So that's the end. Hope this helps you with what you want, and we'll stop the recording and we'll end the session for today. I'll just stop the share here, and then thanks for being on today, and we'll see you next time on the Smart Networker. Bye for now.